And we are live. It is 6:30, Wednesday, November 6th. Carl, John, me,
Mario. We're back at
we're back home.
We're back home. We're back at the store. Kind of a good feeling after being on the road for a couple of weeks.
Although that was fun.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And last week's show was a blast.
Yeah, the past couple of weeks have really been good. We've had some great guests. It's good to have our show back.
Yeah, it kind of got taken over the other day.
Mr. Selleck returned our show to us.
Thank God.
It was for those of you that have been following us. Last week we were at PJ Willihan's in Newtown Square. Great crowd, great people to work with.
Yeah.
We're on board with Conshohocken Brewing Company. Andrew came over and introduced himself.
Yes. Nice guy.
Which was very cool, and that's all through Penn Beverage,
Yep.
the big beer network kind of thing. So hopefully, Matt, if you're listening, we sold those kegs you were looking for us to sell.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Collegeville Bakery's a little bit of a different twist. It's all food and pizza.
That was a fun show too.
Oh, that was fantastic. The food's phenomenal. I'm sure we'll be back there again.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
PJ's, we're back there December 11th.
Right.
But next week we're at Dagwood's Pub up in the great northeast of Philadelphia. Our guy here in the middle put that one together. So
Thomas.
Our guest is going to be the Tank, Hollis Thomas. So that's going to be fun because he's very, he's very interesting to talk to.
A little energetic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Got a lot of stories.
A little bit. So we'll be sure to talk about Super Bowl. What was that? 40? What was that number?
39.
39 was it? Okay. With
39.
with McNabb and T.O. and all those guys.
Yeah.
So we'll have a lot going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So we're glad to be back. Back home here at the store, Carl's Cards in Havertown. We're this fan's view for all the new listeners. We've got
checking in already.
Yeah, we've got old people, new people. The page has grown.
It has.
The growth has grown big time. The fantasy football
Really grown.
So it's quite interesting to see the different parallels of people and whatnot. Especially even out to the different shows that we do on the road.
Right.
Kind of curious to see the crowd we draw next week in Philly.
Yeah, I think it's going to be completely different from what we've had before.
Right.
It's just it's a breath of fresh air to be able to get out, you know what I mean, and meet a lot of people that follow us. It's just a cool feeling, and we do things a little bit different, you know what I mean, than the normal
Trendsetters.
Well, okay. All right. Okay.
We'll take that.
That's a big ass compliment, right?
Yeah.
It's a big compliment. So we do things a little bit different. We're entertaining, to say the least.
We like to think we're entertaining.
Yeah, well, we are.
We
except when we lose our show.
Gets taken over by
Actually, that was kind of entertaining.
That's one for the record books.
Absolutely.
And it's downloaded on YouTube.
Yep.
As are most of our shows.
In pieces, but
yeah, you did a nice job with the oops.
Thank you.
With the oops.
I was trying to think of what to put in there, but it worked.
Oh yeah.
It was very entertaining watching Brent Selleck eat his cheesesteak and drink his what was he drinking? The pumpkin ale?
Pumpkin.
Was it pumpkin? Punking.
Is that what it's
I
called?
think he had the punking, yeah.
So it was quite interesting. The stories are always great.
Yeah.
To get the guys to open up and share the stories from, their players, they're guys that they're friends with, the locker room,
Right.
What they do, outside the locker room. It's always a lot of fun to
You see him as normal guys. Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to see him, what is he now? 2 years removed from the game, and
Yes.
he's on the fast track, I guess, to becoming a real estate tycoon.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Still
But,
have chills from doing that Fly Eagles.
yeah, that was
yeah.
I mean, it was a great crowd, and everybody that was there, thank you for coming out and reinforcing what we do, having fun.
Yep.
We've taken this Philly sports theme to a whole different level with just talking about it from a weekly basis, and we don't have Gabe Kapler to beat up anymore.
Nope. We were going to have positives.
I'm actually happy
A
about
lot of
that.
positives.
We don't have Gabe Kapler. He's gone. Did he get that Giants job yet?
He's working on his third or fourth interview, I think.
No, he's making it. He's going.
So he's
he's close, but not there.
okay. So we
But
can.
hopefully all for the best for him.
Yeah.
It just wasn't meant to be here.
We never wish him ill will.
No, not
He just
really.
wasn't a right fit.
I know a few people who did.
Well,
Um,
he wasn't the fit for here. I did mention that he could have been the Terry Francona of the Phillies, but he just wasn't working out here. Just the timing wasn't right for him, for this team to be a win now team to have a brand new manager.
right.
That was the problem. It wasn't that what it was. He made his mistakes, which you're going to expect, but just like Terry Francona did, and then he ends up being a World Series champion a couple times. So
Yeah.
it's
Jack said if we need somebody to beat up, he's offering up for a check.
Poor Jake.
yeah.
Jake's been demoted to the fourth line and hardly getting 15 minutes
I
of
was
ice
just
time.
going to say, have we ever seen the new Flyers coach and Jack ever in the same spot?
Ah, there you
'Cause
go.
They could be one and the same person. I just don't know.
You never know. It's very possible.
Is that a compliment or what is
Well,
that?
it's just a statement.
Just a comment. Just a
They
comment.
apparently think the same.
They know exactly. They dropped him down the third line.
I don't know.
Farabee's playing well though.
I don't know. Jack, I think we need to have a picture with you two together, just to prove to everybody that you're not the same person, like Batman.
He's been beating on Jake for a long time.
Well, that's true. That's true.
long time, long before the current coach.
Mm-hmm.
But
So maybe the coach watches the show and listens to Jack.
There you go.
There you go.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, no, we know this place is bugged.
Yep.
So what's first?
We've already dove into to several things, but let's open it up with Eagles talk. They're on a bye week.
Jordan Matthews back.
They're on a bye week, and
Third time
they're doing business.
Oh, we have a guest.
We've got a
guest caller.
We've got a guest caller. So excuse us for 1 minute. Bring him
Right
on.
before it goes to voicemail.
Here we go.
Hello.
You there?
Speaker. Put it on speaker.
There we
There you go.
Are you there?
I am here.
There we go.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you two bandits doing?
Very well.
We're doing well. Thank you for calling in. For those,
you're welcome.
hopefully you can hear through our microphone. We've got the rifle, Reggie Leach, calling in tonight. So we're honored to have Reggie call in. Where are you? Are you home?
I'm actually in Ontario. I'm actually home for once.
Wow.
I know you're a busy man. You're all over the place. Where were you last?
The last trip I was up in was in Fort Smith, Northwest Territories. We were doing a shoot to score hockey camp up there. So it's but the weather was great. It was only a -2, a little bit of snow, nothing bad. Usually it's -30.
Easy for you to say.
Piece of cake.
Oh yes.
It's a chilly 50 degrees here.
Oh, I know.
So are you pretty much, you booked every weekend with the hockey camps?
You know what, guys, is that I don't do all the camps. My son Jamie owns the camps, and he does those camps. He teaches hockey 365 days a year.
Okay.
And I only do so many camps with him per year. I do a lot of the mini camps, Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and then during July and August we are really busy, where we have 7 or 8 weeks where we have full camps. Each camp is a week long, so we're really busy in the summertime.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Were you recently back in Texas with your daughter? Did I see that?
No, actually, actually, I was actually in Penticton, BC. My grandson is playing at one of the hockey academies in BC there, so I had the opportunity to go and spend 9 days with him while his mother went back home to get some business done there. So I had the opportunity to spend some time with him.
Right. That's Hunter, right? That's Hunter?
Yes, it is, Hunter, yeah.
Yep. How's he doing?
He's doing well. He's just a young kid. I think he just grew too much last year at that age. I think he grew about 7-8 inches and put on about 40 pounds. So he's sort of a little awkward out there right now, but I think it will catch up with him sooner or later.
Okay, well that's good. So he's away from home then, playing hockey and going to school.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's going to spend the whole year there in BC this year, and learn the game and everything else. And a lot of people do that nowadays. So he's actually, his mother is there also. She happened to go home just for a week or two, and then she's back there now, and she'll spend the rest of the year with him there. So.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good.
But I think it's really good for him, and he's enjoying it, and he'll get some good coaching there.
Very good. Very good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So what are you doing? What else do you do to keep yourself busy these days?
Oh well, I really don't know. I do a lot of talking. I do a lot of speaking, and I talk to the kids about life choices. I do speaking on drugs and alcohol, bullies, suicides, and I get invited to all these events across Canada, and it keeps me very, very busy because of the work that I do. I love working with kids. I've been doing it for years, and I believe that we as the elders and that we should give back to our youth that are going to be our leaders in a few years. So it's something that we're not all perfect. We all make mistakes as youngsters, and the biggest thing with myself is that I made a lot of mistakes as a teenager and playing pro for 14 years, and you learn off those mistakes, and your life goes on, and you pass those mistakes on to the young people, and you don't want them to make the same mistakes you made as a young person, and that's what I do today. I go to all these schools. I'll tell them my story, and in today's world, it's tough. It's tough out there for the kids. It's tough for what's going on in our world today, of a lot of racism across the country and all that stuff, and it's a tough world for these young people right now.
Yeah, and we need people like yourself to spread the word and give them that positive reinforcement, because you've been there, and it's just it's really cool because I follow you quite a bit. And I see what you're doing, and it's just I can only imagine. I need to visually get to one of your schools when you're giving a speech, because I could just imagine the kids with their eyes big and glassy, just trying to follow the stories and listen to you.
The thing is that, every school is different. Every place I go is different. Every community I go in, they have their own identity and stuff like that. You know, everybody thinks that our First Nation communities are all the same, but they're not. They all, you know, they all have. We all have similar problems, but you know, in the long run, it goes to our kids. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. Is that it's the kids that we protect. We want them to be better than we are as young kids, and we want to make their lives easier. But sometimes we make the lives too easy for the kids. I'm a big believer that kids should be responsible for their own actions.
True.
I think that kids should be rewarded when they do something good, not just give them everything for nothing.
Sure.
Sure. Those are the things that we are lacking now. I think we have too many parents out there today that have young kids at a young age. That the biggest mistake they make is that they want to be the kid's best friend first instead of being a parent.
Exactly.
And
Very cool.
I think it's very important for them to be a parent first, then their best friend. They got to earn that spot to be their best friends, not just give it to them automatically.
Yep, I agree with that.
Life lessons, absolutely. Yep. So people that are just tuning into the show, we've got this is Reggie Leach calling in from Ontario. He was gracious enough to give us a few minutes, and you know, we're chatting it up with him. And how is everything with the Broad Street Bullies? I'm sure you keep in touch with a lot of the guys.
Well, I talked to a few of the guys along the way, and you know, it's that, you believe it or not, I actually do follow the Flyers on TV here, and you know, it's the Flyers will always be my team, doesn't matter what. I lose a lot of money to a lot of bets to my son Jamie, since he's a Pittsburgh alumni. So I owe him a lot of dinners over the last few years.
He was rubbing it in pretty good the other night. I saw that comment.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, you know that when the Flyers lose to Pittsburgh, and you know, when he puts on Facebook, says, does anybody know the score of the Flyer game last night? That's his famous one.
Well, you know, and rightfully so. He's got bragging rights, because you know, he played there and played with some great players, and you know, they won a few cups there. So we're chasing that dream right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You know, the thing about that is that, you know, it was a proven fact last year with St. Louis winning in it, and a lot of the underdogs winning. You know, hockey itself right now, where it's been played, is that anybody can win the cup. And you hit a hot streak going into the playoffs, and you're running all cylinders, and you have a good goaltender. Doesn't matter where you finish in your what position you finish in this league anymore.
Yeah.
True.
So so you stay up on the current team? You follow them pretty much?
Well, I follow them as much as I can, yeah. And you know, I love a lot of the young players they have, and I think they're going in you know, in the right direction. You know, my own opinion is I'd like to see them make a couple other moves and you know, strengthen up a few of their areas that they need.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And what areas are those?
Well, my belief is that I think that we should maybe get maybe more experience on defense. Maybe one or two. I don't mean older guys. I mean somebody that's 27, 28 that's been in the league for a long time and as a good defenseman.
Yeah. Yeah, they're young back there. There's no doubt about it. You know, they brought in a couple of, you know, I mean, it's just tough, you know, making a trade for, you know, for a big time player. I can remember a few years back when we brought in Chris Pronger, right?
Mm.
You know, that was, I mean, that's the type of guy that I believe you need, you know, leadership. You know, he's not going to take any crap from anybody. And I think that's the big piece that they're missing.
Well, it's, you know, like you said, Carl, is that it's hard to get players like that, because everybody on their team wants a player like that. So it's something that it's on the wish list that you could get something like that. So
Yeah,
it's
no doubt.
it's going to be hard. And right now, the way the Flyers are going right now, that they look good. But it's like anything else, is that you just got to keep on working at it and keep on, and hoping that the young kids, can go with the way the league is going right now, with the way they have to play, and they got to play every night like that, and it's very hard on the young kids like that.
Yeah, for sure. You guys have any questions for the Rifle?
What do you think of the new guy, Farabee? 19 years old and already up on the first line already.
I think he's I only seen him play a few times, and I have read a couple of stories about him, and it's a dream come true for him. He was always a Flyer fan, and he was from the area, I believe, and I think that's the spark plug that every team needs. I think that over the years that we had different players with the Flyers that were the spark plugs, and he's fitting in there right now. And as long as he keeps going, then he'll be great. It's something it's something new for the fans of Philadelphia to cheer about.
Yeah, we've got a few exciting young players. We just got to kind of bring it all together. We need that leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, you have some very exciting young players there, and what I have seen, and think about that is that they're only going to get better. They're going to get better as it goes along, and the biggest thing everybody knows is that after the All-Star break, that's when everything starts to separate. So that's what they have to do. If they can hang in there with the leaders and that till then, and see what happens at that time, we should be okay.
Very cool. Hey, I really appreciate you calling in and taking time. We're going to see you, later on in December. You're going to be making a trip here to the store. So say hello to everybody. Say hello to Dawn for us.
I will, yeah. And again, guys, is that I'm going to be at Carl's place in December, so December 13th, I believe. So if you have anybody out there wanting to come down and just say hi and chat, I love chatting with people. So it's don't be shy. You come up to Carl's, and it'd be great to see you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for calling in, Reg. I appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
There we go. That just kind of rebooted by itself.
So how cool was that?
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Reggie, we tried to do this a couple of weeks ago, and he was in the midst of an airport and traveling, and he basically said the next show. So I hit him up this afternoon, and he said, absolutely, give me a reminder at 6:00. So that's what we did. So to be able to get to chat with Reggie, he's a great guy. He's been a friend of ours. He's been to the store a few times. Just a great guy, and we're going to have him out here. I believe the date's the 14th, isn't it?
That's Saturday. I think it is the 13th.
Is it the 13th?
Mm-hmm. The 11th.
The
11th is a Wednesday. It is the 14th. You're right.
So December 14th is when Reggie will be here physically at the store. So come out.
These seats right here.
Yeah,
Keep it warm for him.
He'll be here, and just super cool that he would call in, and we could chat about his him and Jamie. And I know I'm going to screw this up, but I believe they're the first father-son Indian nation father-son duo to win Stanley Cups.
Oh, that's neat.
If I butchered that, please correct me. But I know Jamie. I know Reggie a lot better than I do Jamie. But Jamie always rubs it in about the Penguins and all that stuff.
Why wouldn't he?
So, but they run this hockey camp, hockey school all over Canada, and even there's been some here in the U.S. Shoot to Score. So you can follow Jamie Leach or Reggie. They're great to communicate with on social media.
Jack wants to know why he's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Well, you know, his other guy should be in the Hall of Fame too. You know what I mean? So
Jake?
no, not like oh, you mean Jake from State Farm?
Jesus.
But yeah, you know, it's the guy could play. I mean, he could certainly play. He could score goals. He was a sniper. He only got the one cup with us in '75. But
So Michael Taylor says it's called the First Nations.
First Nations.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Michael
Thanks,
Taylor.
Michael.
He's the kind of guy, the way you're sounding from watching, remembering some of his time. He's the guy we need right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sniper.
If we had a sniper like that coming down the wing, we wouldn't have any problems.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
The game has changed, though.
Oh, of course.
The game has changed. You know what I mean? But
It's still putting the puck in the basket.
yeah, no, it's still the same puck. It's still the same everything, but the game has changed.
Right.
You know, the players are bigger, faster, stronger.
No, right.
You know what I mean? They don't use wooden sticks anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, he was the rifle with the wooden stick. What do you think?
You
he's gonna
know,
be with the...
no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, we got to talk a little bit about, you know, the young Flyers and, you know, he was right on with Joel Farabee. You know, I believe they're from the Jersey area,
Right,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we looked that up the other day.
You know, and the kid is just, you know, it's just, you know, you hit those bumps, those ruts, you know, as a young player, and he's just so young. He's 19, you know, so it's going to be interesting. They got a lot of good young players, but I believe they need a leader. They need a Chris Pronger type player, and I bring him up because I just think that's the type of leader, you know, that can bring all these young guys together.
Right.
So if you could pick somebody, who would it be?
You know, it's funny. I don't know that there's anybody in the game today that fits that mold
On any team?
No, I really don't.
Okay.
You know, there's a couple of guys, but they're still young themselves. You know, and he was talking about, you know, St. Louis winning last year.
Okay.
You know, they came together. You know, we had the same issues, the same problems in November. You know, they were worse than we were, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, St. Louis was. And, you know, they just brought it all together. You know, old Flyer, Greg Berube, you know, I mean, you know, there's a leader right there, you know, that type of leadership. And he was here in Philly. You know, he was with the Phantoms. He was with the Flyers. We don't wait long enough to let these guys develop into, you know, a winning coach. And,
you expect them to do them right out of the gate.
You know,
and it just doesn't happen that way.
You know, it's difficult. It's extremely difficult.
Well, what about the new guy, Hayes?
Could he
be that leader?
I really do. I think he's got a lot of game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't follow him much when he was with the Rangers, and then where did he go? He went up to another Canadian team, right? He got traded from the Rangers up to I forget where now. My mind's still foggy. You know that Reggie called in. And, you know that was just, you know, that was
very cool.
That was very cool. But yeah, I think Kevin Hayes can, you know, he can be that, you know, he can be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And then we get hard as that
Jack's comment.
I do not.
Yeah, Jack.
No, I was getting my phone back up and running.
Well, Hayes is a poor man's Primo.
Well, you know, maybe that's what we need. Winnipeg. That's where Kevin Hayes got traded to Winnipeg. My other hockey guy, Michael Taylor. You know, Primo was good too. Yeah, Keith Primo. I mean, you know, they just don't mold those guys anymore. You know, they put their bodies, you know, their bodies on the line to, you know, to make the rest of the team that much better. You know, that's what ended Primo's career. That's what ended Pronger's career. You know, these guys are willing to sacrifice. You know, you don't have that today. No. You know, you don't have that today. It's the game has changed.
It has.
You know, I know it's a compliment, Jack. Absolutely, it's a compliment. You know, I know they signed Kevin Hayes to a lot of money, and hopefully he develops into it. I mean, he's already got an A on his chest.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's there. You know, in Philly, we're not patient. You know, we're
Never
not
are.
We're
Never
not.
have
We're not a
been.
patient sports
Nope.
city. You
Never
know,
have been, never will be.
And I don't care what team it is,
No,
what sport it is.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
they want you to come in out of the gate, full head of
You know,
steam. So
Well, 43 years is pretty good patient.
well, you know what? And you know, it's been it's been a while.
Right.
There's no doubt about it. You know, 2010 we were that close.
We were close, yeah.
Right?
We had a lot of close,
You know what I mean?
close times.
You know, you keep, you know, there's been a lot of distraction, you know, here, there, and everywhere, like a lot of cities.
Right.
right.
It's you know, like Reggie said, I mean, it's not easy winning the Stanley Cup. Anybody,
No.
you know, any team nowadays, you know, can step up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you just got to get hot at the right time.
Exactly.
You know, look what just happened in Washington with the Nationals and the baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that doesn't remind you of 2008 with the Phillies,
True.
right?
Right.
You know, so you got to get hot at the right time.
Right.
You know,
And Jack said 40 plus years. How patient can we be?
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's a long time. We've waited a long time. You
But
know,
like you
and-
said, it's not
but-
like we had droughts. I mean, it wasn't like we've been close
No.
times, you know, so it's
and you
But
know,
look
you
what
can't
we've gone through in the past, just recently anyway.
you can't blame it on ownership. We had the best damn owner in
Mhm.
probably all of sports willing to spend money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Did we make all the right decisions? No, we didn't make all the right decisions.
we made decisions going for it.
You know, but I mean, there's a lot of parallels. You know, it's just, you know, you got to catch a break along the way. You got to
Mhm.
stay healthy. You got to hope that a couple of these young guys develop.
Right.
You know, they're not all going to develop.
Right.
It's
No,
just it's
not
just
all
not,
are going to work out.
you know,
So is Hart working out so far?
in my eyes,
Yeah.
he should be playing just about every night.
That's what
every
I
night.
kind of thought too.
Just about every night. I know the new coach got a little, you know, antsy, you know, because Elliott won a couple of games and he
Mhm.
was going to ride the hot hand, and I get it. But when we got a 21-year-old, you know, young phenom that needs to be in the crease, you know,
Right.
don't be afraid to play him on back-to-back nights.
Right.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
If you're afraid, you're not going to survive in Philly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he needs to play. I mean, he was awesome last night. You know what I mean? I know he got lit up, you know, a couple of games he didn't play well. The defense let him down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, you know, obstacles here,
But you got to grow as a
you
team.
know. We have got our trade Voracek for the night. It's 7:03. It took them.
There you
It
go.
took them. It took them
minutes.
33 minutes to trade Voracek.
Well, that wasn't the first bad Voracek reference.
No, but it was the trade
Right.
Voracek.
Yeah.
You know, you got to put the two together.
All right, so Jack, next time I think you just start out with that. Just get it out of the way.
But you know, how long was the Eagles' drought? Oh my,
52 years.
Since 1960.
You know, I mean, Philly's
57 years.
Philly's a great. I mean, I love this city. I'm born and raised Philadelphia. You know what I mean? I love this city. I think we've got the best sports town in all of sports.
Yep.
You
I don't
know,
disagree.
I you know, I mean, I just look at all the, you know, if you start separating, you know, your Hall of Famers and what we've had come through
Right,
here
right.
and that have played here, and I mean, we're right there at the tip. You know, could we have won a few more championships?
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely, we could have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, it's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, you know, look at the Eagles. A few, you know, 17, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They got hot.
Right.
They got hot.
Yeah.
They got hot and rolled with it. And, you know, it takes you. There's a lot of luck
Oh,
involved.
no.
Oh,
Exactly.
God, yeah.
There's a lot of luck
God,
involved.
there's always luck
you
involved.
know,
Injuries happen.
Yep.
Like I said, especially in hockey, get a hot goalie, and boom, you're right there. You know,
you ride them out.
And we have a goalie that could be out. You know, could be that type of guy in a year or two with Hart. So
You know, it's been a while. I know I talk to Bernie about this all the time. You know what I mean? Trying to find, you know, the next Bernie Perrant, you know, in goal.
Good luck.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, you stop and you think about it. I mean, we had a lot of big pieces. There's a lot of comparisons.
Right.
That maybe we had one in Pelly Lindbergh. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Right. We'll never know.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, we rode Hextall as long as we could ride him.
Yep.
I mean, that was some great hockey.
But was that
going against the Edmonton Oilers?
No, I mean, they were a dynasty, right?
So
right.
I mean, before that, it was the Islanders, winning all the cups. And
how often do you have all the pieces in play to make it happen?
Well,
doesn't happen often.
Today's environment in sports with the cap,
right,
is just makes it that much more difficult.
Right.
That much more difficult. You take on a couple of bad contracts,
right?
You're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're screwed,
and you're screwed for quite a long time.
It's just it's fun. I mean, I love the whole Philly sports thing. That's what this show was built on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Talking Philly sports. What's hot? What's not? Who can we beat up this week? You know what I mean?
And we always find somebody.
But it's not always about beating up. We question. Where they're at.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like we're questioning, Elaine Vigneault about not playing Carter Hart. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Why, he needs to play.
I like Jack Weir better. It's easier to sound. So I can't say that French name.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still got goosebumps from Reggie calling. You know what I mean? I just, you're talking about, he's a legend in this town.
Right.
Absolutely.
He's a legend, scored a hell of a lot of goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Hell of a lot of goals. You don't breed those types of players anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? Those types of players, and we've had them. Tim Kerr, Rick McLeish, Reggie Leach. All these big 50-goal scorers.
That kind of hockey doesn't exist anymore.
It's
not at all.
It's the game has changed.
Absolutely.
The game has changed.
That's true for all sports.
Oh, it has. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Look at let's flip back to the Eagles. The beginning of the season, right? Everybody thought Howie did a phenomenal job.
Right.
Right? Built the new
deep team.
The new team. It was deep. We had backups. We had this. We had that.
Yep.
And look where we are today. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
We just brought, who did we bring back in?
Matthews.
Yeah.
For his third time.
Right?
Yep.
Third time. He's kind of like a security blanket for Carson Wentz, somebody that he can trust to catch the ball.
Right.
That's the important thing. Catch the ball.
Catching the ball.
The balls are in your hands, you got to catch it.
Running with the ball once you catch it.
Good. I mean, how much of this is psychological? Things being said in the clubhouse.
Oh, there's a lot,
finger pointing.
Yep.
Is our leader making too much money? Is he the right leader for this team?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All that type of stuff.
And Joe Stinger's right. That team with Flyers, all legends, every single one of them.
Well, even going through right now with some of the other guys, even older or younger, or past that time in the 80s and 90s. Look at Brindamore now; he's coaching. Berube's coached. Look how many guys coached that were Flyers players. And so, that's why those teams were good teams. You didn't win the Stanley Cup, but you had guys that are, who would have thought Berube would have been a coach, let alone win a Stanley Cup.
They brought him in. He was an interim coach. Right. St. Louis was that bad.
Right.
They fired their coach, and they brought him up. I think he was coaching in their minor league system, and they brought him up on an interim basis, and he went from the worst team in hockey to the best.
Right.
With the same players basically. Yeah. With the same guys.
Right.
Yeah, Rick Tocchet was another coach.
It's just,
you just go down the line.
I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, you just go down the line.
Yeah. I just, I don't know. It's so difficult nowadays to mold the chemistry, mold in talking about the Eagles.
Yeah,
53 guys to get everything.
A lot of egos, a lot of money.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it too.
Well, with the egos and the money, you still got to have the heart.
But you got to also have like the team's got to look at the '93 team for the Phillies. How they were just a bunch of rowdies.
Yeah,
beer drinking guys.
they all got along.
But they all played together. They all hung out till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And
But they gelled.
they gelled and they talked baseball and how they were going to do it. I mean, that's what teams got to do more. And that's what's lacking right now. It's guys they get their showers and then they leave.
Yeah.
Nobody's hanging around. Hey,
No family mentality.
right? Or no accountability to the other player. It's
Right.
like you had a bad game, you're leaving because you don't want to
Deal with it.
deal with it.
Yeah.
But when you had a good game, oh look, I'm hanging around here today. Give me some praise.
Yeah, take the good with the bad.
You got to have that team bonding.
Yep.
And that's the one thing that's missing a little bit.
We've got a great bunch of people.
Oh, absolutely.
Joining in again.
Yep.
A lot of questions, a lot of comments. You guys are awesome. This is what makes this show.
Mm-hmm.
I see people just this person joined, this person joined, this person joined.
Yeah,
So.
it's a lot of fun. And just to recap, the show pretty much got started. We started talking about some things, and within a matter of minutes, Reggie Leach called in and we talked to him for 15 minutes
Something
or so,
like that.
15, 20 minutes.
Because he's trying to take over the show.
So I mean, we basically just handed over the
He
mic.
upsell it. He did it remotely.
Well, he did do it remotely,
Right.
but
Right?
Yeah.
it's just.
And you know what the fun thing is? We figured it out, right?
Right.
We figured it out and we were able to do it, right?
It is what it is, and
Right? We figured it out, and,
Yep.
and we had a Flyers legend calling in from Ontario, Canada.
Could
they-
ask him if he peed in the woods.
up there.
I'm sure Reggie's got a
Yeah.
few stories.
But it's a little too cold.
I was going to say a -2. I don't think it's going to happen.
How about
-2.
that, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Wow.
Yeah. And to them, that's just like
Yeah.
another spring day.
Just another day in paradise.
Yep.
They'd be like me wearing shorts up there.
Yeah. Telling you, I was up in Kitchener and it was
Mm-hmm.
20 degrees, snow on the ground, people wearing shorts and a t-shirt to work.
Yeah.
So sorry, I don't do that.
Well,
little too cold.
there is a good hockey game Saturday night up in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Flyers play the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Nice.
And in anybody that's been to Toronto and there's so much history in that building with the Maple Leafs.
Stairs going to be there.
No, he's a Montreal Canadiens
I
guy.
gotcha.
He's a Montreal Canadiens guy. The Flyers play the Canadiens tomorrow night here.
Okay. I think he should fly in for the game.
Well, I can remember when Stairsy was coaching here.
That's right.
He'd be up in the celebrity box.
Really?
And he followed the Flyers, but he's still
I'm sure.
he's still rooting for the Canadiens.
Can't blame him.
No, not at all.
Cannot blame
Not
him.
at all. Not at all. You're right, Nick. Toronto is a fun city. I've been there 3 times. I can't wait to go back. I love it there. I love downtown Toronto, all the eating places, and it's a fun. It's hockey heaven.
Yeah.
It's hockey heaven. The Hall of Fame, and it's just. It's just awesome. But the Eagles are on a bye this week,
Yes.
right? We talked about Matthews coming
Jordan
back
Matthews.
for the Jordan Matthews for the
Then
3rd time.
They come back to the Patriots.
Yeah, how about that?
Which
They're gonna be as ornery as can be.
Well,
right?
wait a minute. Do the Patriots play this week? Or are they on a
No,
bye?
They're on a bye also.
They're on a bye too. Damn it.
They're on a bye, and they're going to have to listen to Belichick
For 2 weeks.
It couldn't have been setting up to be not a good game.
No, it's going to be a slaughter.
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's going to be a big gap. It's going to be a messy game.
I would have wished that the Patriots would have won.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you have to think that way
because
but it's gonna be a mess.
they got their butts kicked twice now, 2 weeks in a row with a running game, and that's our best part. So
right. So they're gonna tighten up on that.
They're gonna tighten the running game up a little bit, and then they're gonna make you throw the ball.
Right.
Not that we are afraid of Wentz throwing the ball, but it's just who he's throwing it to.
That's a problem, and we
we
knew this was going to happen.
Right, and they got good cornerbacks to cover our wide receivers, even if we had better wide receivers to begin with.
Are you talking about Patrick Chung?
He's one of them, but McCourty brothers.
You're talking about Patrick Chung, right?
And Rowe. They're ex-Eagles, but they turn into Pro Bowlers when they go out there.
But doesn't everybody when they leave us?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Again, part of my coaching.
Is Eric Rowe back playing, or is he still on the IR?
I'm not sure if he's back playing, but he went up there.
I know.
He was another one.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's too many injuries right now. It's hard to keep track of them all, but it's just.
So Ryan Hannigan.
I was just gonna. Yeah.
You go ahead. I'll let you.
All right. So Ryan wants to know what the opening line on the Birds-Pats game is.
I got to think they're an underdog at home.
Oh, absolutely.
I got to think they're.
They would have to be. I'm guessing 6.
No, I don't think it's going to be that heavy.
Really?
Not that. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna put it at 2 to 3.
You think it's going to be that close?
2 to 3.
Wow.
And then Eagle fans don't usually bet against their team,
right?
But
but I don't think that's Pat's given 5.5.
Wow,
is that what it is? Pat's -9. Where are you guys coming up with these lines?
I think you're just throwing numbers in the air and seeing where it lands.
You believe it? -9? I'm all over that. Put me right now.
So, are these guesses or? Do you have any facts to back this up? Because the lines probably aren't going to come out for another week or so.
Well, they'll be out after Sunday. After Sunday. I don't know what the sports book has it at.
No, they have some forecasted lines, but 9 would be a little bit too much.
I'd bet that.
I never bet them because I always it doesn't
see.
matter.
And that's my thing. I never bet for or against them.
Yeah,
I'd rather not bet for my team just because. You can't do it. You have too much emotionally at stake.
Right. Well, even any lines, it's just too many. I'm always on the wrong side. It looks too easy. You got to go the opposite way. It would be my my little 2 cents.
My neighbor up the street from me, 2 doors, he bets constantly, and most of the time he wins. 90% of the time he wins, but when he loses, it's not good.
Right.
So,
-5, huh, Ryan?
Wow.
-5.
That's close.
Yeah.
-5. Interesting.
Well, keep an eye on that.
Interesting. We'll see.
Well, let's put a little line. Will Brady have over or under 500 yards passing?
Jeez.
Like he did in the Super Bowl.
Well, he don't like to get hit.
No, he doesn't.
He don't like to get hit, and if you knock him around, he gets a little antsy back there.
He does.
And I'll tell you, if the defense comes,
Brandon Graham,
Cox. Graham, Cox, Jernigan's,
Barnett's gonna come up big again.
Mix in, Barnett, coming off, a full week rest.
Right.
They can make it hell for him.
I mean, the games are won in the trenches.
Right.
O-line,
right.
D-line, that's where the games are won.
Mm-hmm.
And if you give him happy feet, he's not. Granted, we don't have the best, the best D-backs in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll take these over the guys we were running out there a few weeks ago.
Well, true.
So
no, true.
I know it's we've gotten Mills back, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
So switching to baseball.
Okay.
Brian Brown wants to know if we hired a pitching coach or hitting coach. Let me read that right. Hitting coach. Sorry.
The hitting coach, no.
Okay.
No, they have not.
Did we hire a pitching coach?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought that's
yeah. Brian Price. Most recently was the manager in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah,
but prior to that, he has been a pitching coach.
Okay.
And I believe he's working with
Team USA.
Team USA, right?
Yep.
So I guess that's why we're not seeing much because
Gotcha.
they're in that tournament.
Right.
But is that an upgrade? That's an upgrade, right?
Oh, yeah. Can't be any worse.
From Chris Young. Anything is an upgrade for Chris
You
Young.
know, and he's got the connection with Girardi. You know, Girardi hired him as the Team USA pitching coach.
So who does Girardi hire for
I don't know.
hitting coach?
Maybe got to look at the Team USA hitting coach. You
Couldn't
know?
hurt.
Well, just
Is that Phil Plantier? Is that who that is?
yeah. I'm not sure who's on that, but Plantier's name's been around, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I haven't heard him where he's.
Yeah, I told you what I had heard, was the assistant hitting coach from the Nationals.
The Nationals.
Joe Dillion, I believe.
Which is the assistant to the guy that was up in Yankees, which was
Kevin
Long.
Kevin Long, right?
So, which is the guy we were talking about. He's the best one out there. Not that he's out there, but one of the best ones for the hitting coaches. So, if he could steal his protege, that wouldn't be a bad second thought.
Right.
Yep, we do need. We still need players.
Right.
Right. We still need.
So we got the pitching coach. Now we just need pitchers. But they did dump a lot of dead wood. So happy about that. And Arietta decided to keep his option.
Well, sure. You're not turning.
Shocker.
You're not turning $20 million down, are you?
Right.
Nobody else was
So,
giving him $20 million.
Unfortunately, so we're stuck with him for another year. And I think it's just going to be more of the same with him.
Yeah, I mean, but with him, you may be able to move. You're going to eat a lot of his money, but
Right.
you may be able to move him.
Doesn't he owe us a good year though?
He does owe us.
Huh?
It doesn't mean we're going to get it.
Doesn't he owe us a good
He
year
does.
though?
He's on
He
his
does.
walk year too, so I mean, hopefully we get him.
Does he get another contract?
No. At least not from us, anyway.
No.
He better not.
Positively not.
Not here, but not. He may. He's going to be going on 1 year deals if that's, so he's not going to get another 3-year contract type of thing.
Right.
Right.
But you know what? It took a while. The Phillies were the ones that had to step up late in spring training when we did sign them. So maybe he won't. Maybe the writing was on the walls. The Phillies were there and that was it.
Everybody's falling in love with this Alex Bohm, so maybe we're going to hit our way to a championship.
Well,
You never know.
He's definitely like we said, he's a hitter. He's a first baseman or a DH. And unfortunately, at least right now, I mean, Arenado used to be a not as good of fielding player.
Jack wants to sign Cole and Strasburg.
Oh, wow. There you go.
I'm with you. And then back it up with Cole Hamels as a 4.
That's a bit much, don't you think?
No.
Well, either you get Jack's 2 players, or you get one of them and Zach Wheeler.
So if you had your choice between Garrett Cole and Steven Strasburg, you can get one.
Ooh.
Just one.
I would say Strasburg.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And then with Wheeler.
Wow.
How about you?
I don't know. That's I would probably lean towards Strasburg after his show that he put on last couple of weeks. But is he going to do that again 2 years in a row? So I might go with Cole.
So here I'm gonna throw one at you because I kind of think the Astros are going to have a say in all this.
Probably.
That they're going to throw a boatload of money at Cole to keep him,
Okay. Which would make sense.
and they're going to have to move Greinke.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah, they would have to move Greinke in that
Right.
scenario. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then what?
Then we trade for Greinke.
Right.
Do you take a shot at Greinke? 'Cause
Absolutely.
You would have to trade for him
Why wouldn't
Under
you?
control for a few years.
under control.
Right.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I just, the Astros are smart. They're a smart baseball team.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just not
Yep.
going to let Cole walk
Right.
without trying to do something.
No. You can't. You can't.
No,
You know.
but just like with Harper last year, he's gone free agency with
No
Boris.
doubt,
Right.
absolutely.
But you know what though?
Absolutely.
Do you think with his antics? Not saying that they're bad or wrong.
Why? Because he wore a Scott Boras
Bor-
hat.
You know, and then saying that he's not part of their team, that he himself doesn't want to be there, and they could throw whatever money they wants at him, but he's not going to take it,
We'll see. We'll see.
knowing that there'll be another team that will throw money at him as well.
They're going to get a lot of money, Nick Graff. They're going to get a lot of money.
Oh, God.
You think the $330 million was staggering?
Well,
I can't imagine.
I don't know that it'll be
That
because it's going to be less years.
right.
You know, so you're probably talking.
Even for Cole.
Yeah, Cole's going to get you. He wants the $300 million. You know,
I think he surpasses Harper.
Really?
I do.
Wow.
I do.
So does he go past Trout?
No,
So it's going to be somewhere in the middle.
it's going to be over $300 million.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be.
But,
It's going to
but
be.
330 is pretty far to get with Harper.
Yeah.
It's
Because just doing the numbers, that'll be 8 years at $40 million.
Yeah, I mean, is that something we're going to have to watch again?
no, because
Okay.
if he's not coming to Philly, are we going to care?
No.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm thinking, if the Astros make a play,
Right.
if they get back in, because they just
Well, the Astros aren't getting them $300 million. If those numbers are correct, there's not going to be many teams that are going to be. You're going to have the Angels maybe and maybe the Yankees.
you don't think the Dodgers make a play.
Ooh.
You don't think San Diego makes a play.
Well, again, none of them are Astros. You're just saying,
They're not.
right? That's
Right.
what
They're
I'm saying.
not, and the Astros know what they have, and if he's in walk mode, you know what I mean. He's going to leave.
I mean, you got the Dodgers that they're a little sneaky because they do have money under the cap that they'll be able to spend, more so than you think they do.
Who is the highest paid pitcher right now? Nick Graff, I believe it's Greinke,
Greinke.
correct?
Yeah.
At over
Like
30.
34 and a half.
Yeah.
So here's
So-
the thing. You're saying he's in walk mode. If you think he's not going to stay if they don't throw enough money at him?
What I'm saying is, I think if they throw enough money at him,
Right.
he could put the Astro hat back on.
Right. Okay. All right.
I just such a young, aspiring pitcher. He's just. I don't even think he's peaked yet.
No, but
And
he's a California guy.
I no doubt, and we're 2 minutes away from
I know.
from closing time. I don't know where this hour went, but we didn't.
That's what happens.
We didn't.
Nothing.
We didn't get through this.
We hit Girardi in Price and
A little bit on
Kirby and
Girardi.
Hart. We didn't touch Sixers. Eagles bye week. We touched that. We
So
got-
they only have one loss. Right?
Sixers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sixers 5-1.
Damn.
Go Sixers. Trust the process.
yeah.
But,
But Simmons couldn't shoot.
We are.
No, it's not.
We're
Yes.
in Northeast Philadelphia next week.
Torresdale or Tarsdale.
Torresdale,
Okay.
Torresdale, Linden and Torresdale,
Linden and Torresdale Avenue.
right off Academy Avenue.
Yep.
Dagwoods
Dagwoods
Road.
Pub.
with the tank.
Yes. Up on top.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, we're upstairs.
We're upstairs.
We're upstairs.
Yep.
All right.
But you have to come in downstairs to get upstairs.
Right.
So,
Or you can take the outside step.
or you can take
Take
the
the
outside.
outside
I mean,
steps.
it's a great spot.
Yep.
It's a great spot. I'm super jacked for it.
I know Sue might be happy to might be having the vodka back again for the sponsor. She's already called. She already called.
Why are you stirring that pot?
She messaged me. She said that she called passenger that night for driving home.
So again,
So she's going to Uber it up there.
thank you, Collegeville Bakery.
Yes.
Thank you, PJ Willahan's,
Yes.
Newtown Square, Dan, Matt,
Matt.
Danielle, Sierra, Anna. We've made so many great friends out there. We're making new friends at Dagwoods. We're just the show is just growing, maybe just a little too fast.
No.
Is there
Nah.
such a
No.
thing? Is there such a
Come
thing?
on. You keep on saying we're not patient. We're not patient.
You know, it's been a phenomenal year. We just celebrated our 1 year anniversary. It's 7:30.
Yeah,
You know, I had a great hour.
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we'll be back in Northeast Philadelphia next week.
Yep.
Please come out and see us. You know, introduce yourself. You know, that's Mario, John, I'm Carl. We're in Havertown all the time, so you can come here and see us.
Well, you guys are in Havertown all the time.
Yeah, well, you can be in Havertown.
I could if I didn't.
You know what I mean?
If I didn't have to
So
work at home.
We're
I could work from here.
we're
There
gonna
you go.
we're gonna close this one out. The Eagles are on a bye week, so we got Flyers action tomorrow night. We got Sixer action tonight,
Yep.
right? Utah
Yep.
Jazz.
Yep.
College basketball just fired up.
Yep.
Villanova with a big win.
Yeah, they won.
And,
Yeah, won.
and Temple,
well,
right?
with their
Aaron,
Army last
Aaron
night.
McKee with his first win.
Yep.
We need more than an hour.
Oh yeah.
We need more than an hour.
So maybe we go hour 15.
So again, thank you, Reggie Leach.
Yes.
Thanks to you guys, you know, for all that you guys do for the show.
Thanks.
Um,
You're welcome.
You know, we'll see you next week at
Fun.
Dagwood's Pub.
Yes. Jen's
We'll be
birthday
there.
tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jen.
Yes.
Thanks for putting up with them.
Yeah. Well, that's why he's here,
That's
so
right.
she can get rid of him.